yes.
Bang, boom.
What? What it does, what it's popping, what's cracking, lacking, everybody. My name is Pumpkin Spice Feezy. Have I said that before?
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, probably.
BSL.
Multiple times.
No, really? I really think I'm clever every week. Fuck.
God damn it.
Well, I'm sticking with it.
I am Nature Nosh Dog. What's up?
Oh,
You are not HCFGXMING. You're not that. You're not that. Come up with something new. I'm tired of it.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
wow, you caught me.
Huh?
I don't even know what I am anymore. Who am I?
Who are you?
That is the question. Who am I? I'd say I'm gonna go with HCFGXMING.
No,
I was live on Twitch yesterday, and I was actually playing Spider-Man.
Don't know who this guy is. Who's this guy? I need to know who's on the podcast with me. I don't know who.
Okay. Let me think.
What about?
I also uploaded on HCFGXMING yesterday.
Okay, I'm really happy for
Spider-Man
you.
clips. So get at me, HCFGXMING. That is
I'm really happy.
At Instagram handle. That is.
And it's
thank you. How are you?
It's Downpour Daniel because it's raining. And welcome to episode 147, 141, sorry, of Bad Habits Podcast. Because this is Daniel, it's not his handle. You fucking dildo.
Yeah.
That was good though. It's impressive.
Myself.
You've done it like every week. It's good.
I
That's how
know.
you
I'm just
gotta
trying
do
to.
I wish you would post
like
as
I'm
much
washed,
as you
so.
would promote.
Mm.
Hey, I posted yesterday actually, and I was live on Twitch yesterday.
Post every day?
Too, so no, because I haven't got enough content for that.
You
I ain't
need to
got
pile up.
content,
You probably
for
should
that,
take some tips from High Season. You possibly could.
What at High Season Co everywhere? High Season Co YouTube
yeah,
and sound for the members right now on YouTube members, only $5 a month. It's amazing.
I'll message.
You can get a load of value for
social media
price.
manager.
Yeah.
No, the social media manager doesn't know shit, but you could definitely holler at some people.
I'll message him.
To watch their YouTube
Let's see what he
tips.
says.
I don't like the social media manager. Fuck that guy.
You know, there's this one guy on that YouTube channel I've noticed. Have you noticed the Australian guy on that channel? He's awful. The one I can't even stand him. Every time I see it, I turn off. I can't.
It's like, nope, you don't want that.
That's actually the reason I tune in, if I'm going to be frank. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Different reasons than us, probably. Sexual reasons.
This has been 3 minutes of pure garbage, but welcome to the episode, guys. We're all here. What the fuck's been going on last week? It's now officially shitty fall weather, which is not bad, being it's today recording. It's 30th of October. Pretty good. We lasted a while. What's going on? What's news? You little fucking burgundy devil.
I went on a little trip to the farmlands, a place called Hamilton. It was really fun.
Oh, the third biggest city in Ontario. I
saw sheep roaming the streets, some cows and horses and stuff. It was great. It was good.
I think you're proactively
I saw a good dog.
boosting. A very good dog.
My bad. I thought I saw a very good dog though. His name was Barrington. He was great. He was looking after me while I was in Hamilton. It was a good time. It was a great time. And that was basically my week. My week was that. Oh, I actually went to, I messed up. I went to a Halloween party, which was pretty fucking lit, yeah. It was at Mel's work, but there was bare Toronto influencers, and I didn't even know. And I was just chatting to bare man, thinking, like just normal talk. But I didn't like get Instagrams or anything, so I messed up.
You could have hustled. What would you have wanted to achieve by getting their Instagrams? A follow? Clout? Try and get clouded up?
That's all. Just clout. That's it.
For real? Are you serious?
No, actually, I connect, do something, help me with my content, something, advice, at least something, I don't know. But I didn't get Instagrams. But it was a good time though. It was great. I felt like I was famous for a bit.
Why?
I probably had the lowest amount of followers in that room. There was people there with like millions of followers and like 800k followers and shit. And I was like, shit, like could be me, but I'm playing in it. So fucking. But it was a good party though overall. Free alcohol, free food. It was a good time.
Who'd you go as?
I was
costumes,
Dwayne
right?
Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Let me airdrop you the picture. Actually, I can actually no airdrop you. So I'll send you the picture, and then you can put it on your laptop and put it on the
Put
screen.
it on the telly, innit?
Yes, if I do a screen share, I think if I drop it into a browser, I can do it that way. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna pull up the Dwayne Johnson picture with the turtleneck, and then you can do a side by side of me.
Okay, so Dwayne Johnson turtle. I know the photo.
Yeah.
With the...
Are you raising your eyebrow?
Okay, hold on.
Nah, I should have though. I really should have.
No, then it's 90% good.
So I'll
already.
put that
It's
there.
90% good.
And then if I go here, you've texted it. And if I go here, okay, then just trying to, I think if I just drop it here, search any, I don't want to search an image. Bitch hole, cunt slut. How do you fucking do how do you make it so it, I need it to go in a browser because I don't know how to do the screen share outside of the browser.
I know you can do that.
What if, actually, you know what? Let me see what happens. Hold on. Let me go. What if I do one of these ones? And then I go, boom. Okay, hang on, wait. Let me see if this works. I might be just wrong about how it goes. Okay. So this is the rock photo, right? Like old rock, new rock.
Yes.
Then let me see if this worked.
It should work. I just dragged and dropped a random image.
Can you see it? No, you can't see it.
Yeah,
right?
I can see the image on my side when I drag and drop an image into my search bar. It works.
Into your search bar. That's probably what I did wrong. Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
Because I've never done this. Every time I've done this, it just keeps downloading it.
It's downloading it. What the fuck?
Okay, this is the only other way I know how to do it, and this is like the shittiest way. Okay, hold on. This is the shittiest way to do it, but if I think I can literally just go and add it from...
I think you can put it onto the overlay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, on an overlay. There you go.
This guy.
Okay, so there's Daniel. And then let me go back to the other one. Then I go here, and you're seeing that.
It's still there.
Not bad.
Beautiful.
Not bad,
Not bad.
It's more reminiscent of the one on the left, which is the old school rock. Because there's the zero kind of, there's no smile, there's no eyebrow.
There's the bum bag. There she is.
The bum bag's proper. I like how you've gone with the Casio watch instead of a Rolex. Very cool.
Thank you. I wanted to, I didn't want to flex
very
too
nicely.
hard.
Yeah, very nicely done. Everything's all neat and tidy.
Where'd you get the turtleneck from?
Ready for the 90s.
It was thrifted.
Thrifted? I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, now how do I get rid of the photo?
It's like Zaddy
There
energy.
we go. All right, we got it. We got this.
There we go.
All right, we're back in business. Okay, so that was good. So it was a nice party.
It was a good time. That was basically my week. And I've just been playing a lot of Spider-Man, just a lot of Spider-Man. It's been great. What a good time, man.
Wow, it must be nice
game
to
ever.
just sit around
and play video games.
Nice. True.
Must be nice.
That's all I
must be nice.
Okay, well, literally everything I do.
Anything else you want to promote while it's
HFGXMING on Twitch, on
All right,
Instagram,
the window's closed.
Everywhere. Okay, thank you. I tried.
Imagine every time he does it, I just kick him off the call.
30 seconds. There is a YouTuber I watch, and he always does collab videos with this other YouTuber, and then he always ends the video by trying to promote himself, and then the video goes, "Okay, guys, follow me at," and then the video ends every time.
Every time.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. I love it.
Makes you want to follow him, though, doesn't it? I want to know where this guy is. Where am I going to find him online?
Oh.
He keeps getting cut off. Maybe he has something to tell me. Fuck.
Exactly. Valuable.
Notion, is there anything you want to promote or tell us about your week?
Oh, I mean, I could start with...
Since Dan's a fucking little whore.
TV on YouTube. Yeah, Dan is a little whore, you cheeky piece of work. Look at you burgundy piece of dog bollocks.
Just piling on.
Wow.
A burgundy devil. I think it was just a devil. I think you took it a little far.
No, I'm so sorry.
Whoa, relax, my dude. You burgundy piece of shit. You fucking... Hey, he's just promoting. It's not that serious.
I didn't realize this is what my promotional content done.
Excuse me.
Sorry,
Let's cause a kerfuffle, Daniel.
That's quite a kerfuffle. Holy shit, mate.
Huge rift in the podcast.
We might have to take a few months off. Just let it heal.
Start again. Holy shit.
No, this is
Mate,
I like the fuckery.
it's been good week. Went on a couple of sick rides. The fall is falling, the autumn is autumning. The
Is it ever?
ground is starting to hold the moisture, and it's starting to get a little slippery dip in the forest. So, yeah, a couple of great rides and recordings for Notion MTB. Today, literally just before the call started, or while we're in the middle in the green room before this started, check my stats. Reached 750,000 views for the channel, which is fucking ridiculous.
Oh wow, that is insane! I swear you only got 250K recently.
I think we were talking about 500 last time. I just didn't really want to talk about that much. It's 3/4 is good. But I did half, do 3/4. I'll do a milli. But yeah, man, it's been going
pretty
good.
wild, pretty fucking good. In how long?
That is wild. Yeah,
it's 10 months now. Like it's about to click on the 13th of November. It will be 10 months.
So it's pretty possible that you hit a milli before a full year. Not necessarily probably by the end of the year, actually.
100% we'll get that. I know it for sure. Just the way that it's
going.
It'll go.
And you've got constant content scheduled. So because of
until January 27th already.
If you slow down on content, it might question it, but you're not. So then you're good.
No, I've got 23 episodes that are in my folder to be edited, and I just started so I got 22 now because I finished one today, which is the e-bike episode, which is probably going to be the sickest one. And anyway, yeah, so that's going real, head first, balls to the wall, and
how many views? I know we were talking off earlier about like your total viewing hours, but unfortunately they don't count the shorts ones. Like it's separate. It's two separate things.
Yeah.
Does it tell you where you're at with your regular views as far as the 4,000 hours?
Yeah, it does. I will bring it up. It takes 2 seconds.
And what's the shorts ones? 10 million views. I always forget.
It is 10 million. So it's 4,000 watch hours for total.
Okay, for the regular long form video.
Exactly.
And 10 million shorts views as opposed to time. So they've gone view count.
Than hours than time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm at 546 public watch hours out of 4,000, which is fucking horrible. But yeah, that's just how it goes. But I'm at 318,000 views for shorts overall. So if they did the shorts watch hours, I'd be way more ahead. I'd be almost halfway, if not more, on the way to that 4,000. So I'm just looking at the analytics page there. It's fucking, it's weird, it's whack, but like, man, I've put stacks of effort into this and the return's been insane. I'm just like still bugging over it. So yeah, it's going sick. I'm having fun. I'm not scared. And
it's gonna keep pushing. It's annoying, but you get there.
Yeah. But yeah, 750,000. That's absolutely Stokeville. So yeah, that's the main news for the week, mate. I'm starting to make beats again. I'm collecting samples. I got some rappers that have asked me to start. Hey, can you fucking make some beats? I like what you've got on the website, but I want this. So I've got a couple of requests, and I'm just gonna make beats. Yeah, I'm gonna make some leisurely beats as I usually do, and they just fall into the right place at the right time. So yeah, back into beat season now that it's not as rider friendly every day. It's getting pretty damp, pretty cold. So back on the music grind a little more than the mountain bike grind. So the Tita is totting, and Mans will be doing the off season game from now on.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
What about you?
Last week's pretty cool. Yes, as we had a bit of a visitor, a Burgundy gentleman came and hung out and took care of Barrington for us. It was great. So we did. I mentioned that we had it set up. So this thing called the Ontario Craft Brewers Conference. So each province in Canada and each state in the US as well has their own Brewers Guild, essentially. Like in America, they call Brewers Guild, like the Colorado State Brewers Guild or whatever. Here, it's just like there's like different. They basically just bodies that represent the interests of all the brewers in that particular province. So then they lobby the government for tax breaks and all that type of stuff and take care of shit. So there's a Canadian one that started recently in the last few years. We were actually part of the documentation of that. There was a bit of beef about it. So we were like the media that people were talking through. It was pretty funny. But that's called the Canadian Craft Brewers Association. So you have to be a member of the provincial level, and then you automatically get member of the Canadian one. So it was the Ontario Craft Brewers Conference. So they had 2 days at the Niagara Falls Convention Center. And then on the first night, there was a thing called the Canada Beer Cup. So it's just like a beer awards thing where breweries submit beers. They get judged by professional beer judges, and then cunts get awards and whatever. So we we didn't go to the first day of the conference, but we went to the Canada Beer Cup on the Wednesday night, which is pretty sick. So they gave out awards and stuff, and we had to do a talk for our nonprofit called Link Up, where we basically focus on diversifying craft beer. Because probably if anyone knows anything or doesn't know shit about craft beer, the one thing you probably know is that it's mostly white dudes with beards, and that is unfortunately a fact, and it's something that makes no sense because beer is great, and everybody beer's for everyone, and everyone needs to enjoy it. So we did they basically donated to our nonprofit, so we had a little chat there, so that was chill, and that was broadcast across Canada it was like live on YouTube, and then they had watch parties in a brewery in every province, which was cool. So I had dudes from like Montreal messaging me, which was cool, saying that they were watching it and shit. So that was fun. Talked to a few cunts, boom. And then the next day, on the Thursday, we did our session. So we actually had a 1 hour session that was one of the things, part of the conference. That was, we got invited. We had a friend who is one of the organizers, and he put us forward. He didn't tell us. We just got reached out to him. Like, hey, do you guys want to do it? I'm like, yeah, fuck, why not? Like, you don't get paid or nothing, but it was like a good look. So it took us quite a while to put together. Like, we had to design it all, and we had to pull all this, like, get real stats to confirm. Because if we're going to speak to industry professionals, we had to be like on our game. So, like, pull up stats of how many, like, what's the buying power of like Asian Canadians and stuff. So by ignoring that group of people, you lose, I think it's 1.6 trillion, or was it billion? Whatever it was a significant amount of money. So you look at the different groups that aren't being targeted, and you're like, well, these guys could spend money with you, so you're pretty silly if you don't target them. So we did that. Yeah, it went really well. A bunch of people stayed afterwards to talk to us and connected with a bunch of folks, and a few like friends in the industry that were there. I didn't really get to talk to them, but they sent us some really nice emails and shit, just thanking us and shit. So that was really cool. Just to connect with folks and people to see that we ain't fucking around. So we recorded it. I'm such a dildo, so I brought this camera and then left the cable, and the dudes didn't have any cables to like plug into the computer. So then I was going to charge it, just film it in the camera, but then there's no SIM card in it because the SIM card stops it from connecting. So then we couldn't do that. So then we just put Tiff's phone and forgot our fucking phones are 4K. And it was right next to the speaker. If you remember, Nosh, in 2018 when we did a Bose, you and her were filming and the cameras were right next to the speaker. So the audio was good. So this one, the audio sounded great because the phone was like sideways, like right next to the speaker. So
perfect.
We're going to release it. We have to edit the video, but I sent you the audio. So at least
I got that
people can watch that. Yeah, so that'd be cool. People can watch that. So that was the big thing that happened last week. Yeah, Dahn came, held us down, took care of Barrington and shit. What else happened? Oh yeah, I wrote stuff. Oh yeah, I did the I think I mentioned last night, the order of the essentials fall winter gear. So I got two t-shirts. So this was one of them. Like, it's interesting. It's got like just the tiny little essentials thing like here, just under the neck, as opposed to like right across the front. But it's nice, great quality, nice and big. I got a couple tees and a beanie, and drippy, fire, definitely worth it.
Nice.
Impressed overall, so that was good. So hopefully there'll be more stuff coming soon.
As long as the man's is cozy, you know what I mean?
Cozy, but not just cozy,
drippy and cozy. That's a different ballpark, isn't it?
Fuck. The only other
good,
right? Yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely worth it if you're thinking about it. And the only other thing that was interesting, there was a couple things we wanted to watch over the weekend, in the evenings, and we got a free trial because I keep paying for stuff for a bit, trying not to, but there was a free trial for the Paramount Plus and for Stars. We watched a movie on Stars, which I've already forgotten what it was because I couldn't find it anywhere else. What the fuck was it? Oh, called The Blackening, some ridiculous like Halloween-y kind of movie. But then it was pretty ridiculous. But it's like a comedy horror type of thing. Oh, okay. But then it was good. It was okay. Check it out if you just want something silly to watch. But it was alright. But then the other shit though, and last night's all we watched is South Park on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, the new season, isn't it?
So they got the new season. So I didn't watch, and there's only 6 episodes in each season. So there's season 25 and 26 are on there. But the coolest shit was there were, those specials. Remember they had the COVID special, and it went for like 45. They had 2 new double episode specials. So essentially 2 movie length things. One was called The Streaming Wars, and it was like just making fun of all the stream. Did you see it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And then the other one was called, because I watched the streaming ones last night and the other one the night before. What the fuck was it called? Either way, there was another one that was really good. I'm always like super high watching them, so I forget. But it was great. It was just really cool. And then afterwards, so Tiff has been passing out lately on the so I'm like, all right, well, I'm still drinking, so I put on. You had to pay for it on Paramount, but I went to YouTube. It was just on there. So they did a 25th anniversary concert. I think it was last year at Red Rocks.
That's amazing.
I sort of just skimmed through it because it goes for like an hour and a half, and it's just all the songs. Obviously, I don't want to hear all of them, but fucking great, so cool.
It's a great
They're so
watch.
talented. Like they're playing drums, keys,
and they sing in their
the voices.
Yeah, unbelievable, dude. They're Broadway ready to go. These cunts. And what's the name of the band? What's it?
Primus.
No, it's called Primus.
And then they also had Ween there. So they had two bands. So they had two drummers, like both full bands on the whole time. And they brought up two members of Rush, the Canadian band, as a surprise for Matt. Trey surprised him, which was super cute, just because I guess he really fucks with him. Yeah. It was just cool. It was just really entertaining, and they just it was just fun watching them do the Uncle Fucker and they did Blame Canada, and they did all the songs from the first movie, and just the Butters song, and he's doing the Butters voice, and who else? What else? And then they ended with America Fuck Yeah, which is obviously golden. But yeah, very cool. And it was it's just when you after just watching them all night, and then going and watching that, I was like, oh, this is dope. They're very talented. Just super great writing. They've got to be some of the best writers of their generation. It's so clever. They were just shit. It was just very the way they're sort of shitting on everything. It was awesome.
They've been doing it for the longest as well. They've been the longest and the best. They're definitely the goats.
Easily. Before
and they're really good with the timely stuff as well.
And I think that might be why they dropped to 6 episodes in the season, because maybe it was a lot because they make them week to week.
It's probably too much.
It's probably too much. Now, so they were doing 20 something. They're definitely looking older. They must be in their 50s. Yeah. But they had
I watched a new season during uni, and it was about internet trolls, and that was such a big thing at the time. And it was when they had the service called Troll Chase. Such a good season. But that's when they started doing that. That's why I noticed they were doing normal length, but now they do very shortened seasons now.
But I was thinking that they did the shortened seasons,
not quantity.
That for sure. But also in exchange for the larger 2-part, which essentially the COVID one, the streaming one, and whatever one I can't think of, which is actually going to bother me. Oh, the Pandaverse. That Pander, because it was making fun of pandering towards all of the, I don't want to call anybody out, but all the different groups in society that you have to say the right thing or you're in trouble. You already know what I'm talking about. There's a bunch of different groups. To be honest, they were making fun of all of them about how ridiculous the pandering got, to the point where it was obscene. So it was so money. It was so fucking clever. Really, really good. So those are two 48-minute episodes. So you put that together. That's over an hour and a half of
fun.
Yeah, so
that's probably what
it's a full movie.
That's 4 episodes. That's 4
correct,
episodes,
yeah.
Technically.
But a full movie, and they're doing a bunch of those. That probably take a lot more. You can tell the quality of the animation's a lot higher. The backgrounds are deeper. There's some 3D shit going on. They're not fucking around, and
Agreed.
It's also pretty timely. So I think that's what they're doing, more of those. So it's been really cool just to sort of soak that up, and because I hadn't caught up on South Park stuff for a while.
Is South Park the greatest, the animated comedy, adult comedy of all time?
I think so.
Yeah, South Park, and
I think
so.
Simpsons
will be next.
And would you say Simpsons?
But Simpsons I wouldn't say Simpsons is adult though. Not an adult. I'm talking
So Family Guy would have to be second.
Family Guy, I don't think it's that funny. I think it's been going on for a while, which it gives it.
It's had
points,
moments though. It's not. You're right.
It's true, but
it's not consistently funny though.
I think Boondocks was better than that, and I think Rick and Morty was also better than Family Guy.
I've watched bits and pieces of both of those, but not enough to comment.
So Rick and Morty over Family Guy, you're saying, Dan?
I would say so, yeah.
I would agree because of the intellectual script and the actual science that is
so smart. It's just so smart, yeah.
Genuinely smart, yeah. It's a tier above intellectually Family Guy jokes. They're all potty, slapstick and potty humor, and Rick and Morty's got some science back to it, not fully science, but it's also a bunch of fanciful fuckery. But that's what makes it fun. and there's a bunch of terminology in there that could be correct. Like they've done it really well there, so that actually makes sense.
I think
We
Family Guy is
we should do a tier list on shows.
We could. We could for
the future.
We could actually. Family Guy is just too patchy. It's too patchy.
I agree with that.
I don't want to.
And it's a little like PC sometimes.
Hundreds of episodes. Hundreds of episodes. It's not funny. And I'm just like, it's not good enough.
And sometimes you breathe through your nose. You're just like. It's not really a laugh.
Yeah, that's not. I don't really.
If you're laughing through your nose, then that's like, you're just getting a murmur, bro. Like not getting a proper giggle. But sometimes I'm.
So you wanna enjoy it. Like you want to laugh harder,
but
through the nose, and that's it.
You just get air through my nose. That's what you get.
Well, I guess South Park.
The top three.
Yeah.
Is definitely South Park, Boondocks, and Rick and Morty, in my opinion.
Probably sounds about right. I think South Park is the clear leader because they're like not just because they've been doing it. It's just the best. Like they satirize things the best. They make the best points.
Both sides.
They take the piss of the most ridiculous stuff. Like I feel like they say the things that like there's things that they say then that I would never say publicly because I know what happens if you say those things, but they don't give a fuck. So like that's what they.
And they've consistently got away with it because they stood their ground and they didn't they didn't fold because they got in the paper or they got bad press. They're like, fuck y'all.
But they've been doing it for damn near 30 years. Like I think it was like
now.
I was year 10, so was that 90?
Yeah, I've been buying the tape since single digits.
Yeah, so it's I reckon that I just don't think anyone's touching them, and it was just cool to even chat. Even now, I don't like watching animated stuff. Like I tried to watch. I think you put me onto it. No, one of you guys did called Big Mouth. Was that?
Yeah, Big Mouth. Yeah, I love that.
And I was like, I used to watch it.
I think it's fine.
Big Mouth is patchy like Family Guy, but when it hits, it is so much better than Family Guy.
Like the wanky monster guy was
kind of. The dirtiness plays up to it. It's very sexual oriented, and it's like honestly fucking. It's hilarious.
Like it's cool. It was just, do you know what? I feel like I don't want to watch animation very much. Like I'm not super. Yeah, I'm just not super into it. But something about South Park, it's just maybe because even just the voices. Like even as soon as you hear Cartman talk, you just like it doesn't matter what he says. You just laugh at because it's the most ridiculous voice. It's fucking great, and you know he's gonna say something fucked up.
You should defo watch Boondocks though. It's like it's made by.
Does it hold up?
Regina King. Like it's so good. Yeah, it does hold up. It does. It's so good. She's relevant.
Incredible.
It's so good, man.
Okay, I've only seen a couple, but I wonder if like it's like going back and watching The Wire now. Like it doesn't really.
No, The Wire. I did that because that doesn't hit anymore. But I think Boondocks is okay. It's still time capsuled, but it's not as dated as The Wire.
Gotcha. Okay,
but it's kind of around the same setting, like timeline wise, but. Not as I like it a lot. Whenever I see that, I'm never turning it off. It's hilarious. Okay, Granddad, obviously, rest in peace, Mr. Witherspoon. What's his first name? Johnny, and that show is ridiculous, bro.
Okay,
and Uncle Remus.
Yes. Okay, so maybe I got to go back. But either way, South Park the goat. So that was a good time. All right, so we have a bunch of like news type shit to get to. Then we're gonna have an argument, which is gonna be fun.
We're going to have a discussion.
No, we're gonna argue.
They just released the Good Burger 2 trailer, and
okay,
I don't
so that
know
was
if it'll be
any good, right?
But I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't seen the trailer, but you
is that the Keenan and Kel one or something?
Keenan and Kel, yeah.
So that was like I was way too old when that
the original 97.
One. Yeah, like I wasn't a child. So I think you had to. What's the age group is it aimed at?
I can check the actual age rating on IMDb of the.
It's Nickelodeon,
one.
right?
I don't know. Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's Nickelodeon, and I think if 97, I would have been 16. So I'm not like, I don't think a 16-year-old's watching Nickelodeon is all. I was trying to get pussy, you know.
You are? You sure?
Being very unsuccessful, but doing my best.
Giving it a fucking shot, mate.
Okay, let me see this.
Swing and a miss, you know.
So,
just Jim Beam and Coke, mate.
What the fuck is that?
Cougars. What did you used to drink, Craig?
Beam and Coke. Cougars, if you can get it.
Cougars.
What the hell's Cougars?
Cougar is a brand of bourbon. Yeah, and they used to be premix cans. So all the premix cans you're seeing over here that just came out, like we've been drinking them since we were too young to drink. They've been around forever. like in Australia. So it was very funny to me that everyone's ready to drink's a big deal. I'm like, dude, where y'all been? Like, the fuck? It's been around for like, yeah. So you should just get them pre-done. It was just cheaper, and it was kind of like the lazy man's way.
That's funny.
Particularly because you're a kid, you didn't have the self-control.
Didn't know any better.
Well, you didn't have the self-control to walk around at a party with a bottle of bourbon. Everyone's going to take it, and you'll probably drink more than you need. So it's better to just have the cans, and you're like, I can't share. I'm sorry. It's just, it's all I got.
Mix is
my cans.
always better. Always better.
Yeah.
And it is Nickelodeon, yeah.
It is.
I did not know that.
I was aware of it when it came out, but it wasn't anything. I think Nickelodeon. I don't even know when it. Or it could have even been we didn't have access. Do we not have access? Because I think back in the 90s.
100% did. We had Foxtel. We had access to it the whole time because it was part of the entertainment package. And we did the sports and entertainment package, and that was part of it. We got all the ESPNs, all the MTVs, and we had a Cartoon Network. But we didn't get all the Discoveries.
We were too old.
We got Discovery and Animal Planet, but we couldn't get like the rest of it. So
we were too old though to watch
and all the sports stuff.
Okay. But we weren't watching Nickelodeon. I don't ever remember watching that.
We were watching Nick at Night, which is all the adult cartoons, and then we watch it when we come home from the studio. But we wouldn't watch regular Nickelodeon. That was for children.
Gotcha. Okay.
The cartoons are different. Like you would watch it, it's literally day and night. Like
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be why I'm not familiar with the good, but I know of it. But yeah, so there's a new. Is the new one also aimed at kids?
It's also produced by Nickelodeon, so I don't know.
Probably.
I just never knew. I thought it was an adult thing because the way everyone speaks about it, I'm like, oh,
they might own the IP.
So culturally relevant.
Well, okay, I guess when they drop a trailer, we can look at it and you can see how lame it is, and you can be like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, maybe if it's not for you, but you got some little kids, fucking give it a crack. So, all right. Starting off with, I guess, some bad news. Matthew Perry from Friends passed away the other day on Saturday, I think it was, which is kind of wild.
Yeah. No, it was yesterday, but yeah, it's crazy.
Or was it yesterday?
I can't believe it. I think it was yesterday.
I think the news broke yesterday, but he passed on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was just going for Instagram, and then I just saw it. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, what?
That's a random
I can't believe it.
News spread pretty quick.
Very random. But...
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
It is. So I might watch Friends, I might just do it. Fuck it. I might watch it again.
Well, I'm sure they're probably getting mad
replays
right now. Yeah, because I guess, and they did that.
Probably.
What was that thing called? The reunion, like
earlier this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mustn't it? Would it be more than 20? Maybe 30.
Yeah, might have been 30.
I can
fuck,
check on it.
Check.
Let me check.
So at least they all did that together, but he looked pretty fucking rough.
Did he?
Yeah. So
Friends was 94.
So
94. It's 30 years next year.
So then, what would they have done that for then? Maybe it was 20 years from.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure the reunion wasn't as recent as you thought. I'm pretty sure it was.
It wasn't this year?
A while back.
No
way. Well, at least I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure it was like 5 years ago. Let me check.
5 years ago?
Push y'all.
I mean, that would make sense.
Oh no, it was 2021. I lied.
Well, that's still 2 years ago,
mate.
So what was that for? Was that like a 20?
Just I don't know, 27 years.
Or was it just a random number reunion? It wasn't.
I guess it was just a random reunion because I remember there was a big thing about a lot of tension with the casts, and I guess people just want to. It's always a big thing where it's the same with what's the Will Smith show, Fresh Prince.
Yes,
same thing.
Oh, that was a good one.
Hear stuff like, yeah, it was a really good one, and you hear stuff and it's like, oh, are they actually friends? What's it gonna be like if they're in a room together? Shit like that. So I guess it was something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that's pretty fucked up. I saw a lot of people post about it. So I know Friends obviously was massive, and I was a mild fan. I'd watched it casually, but I wouldn't like, hey, Friends is on, let's all sit down. But
yeah, we never do that.
I guess it was a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
People say it's the greatest of all time comedy, and I'm like, no. I'm like, no way. But like, cool. I want to watch it again to see
people obsess over it.
What people are seeing. Yeah, people are obsessed with it, so I kind of want to watch it again and see maybe I am wrong. But it's kind of like I've seen
there is a bunch of episodes, but I wouldn't say it's like.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very sitcom-y, like, someone bursts in the room and says a one-liner, and like it's
Seinfeld, but it's corny.
Yeah, I'd say I don't think it would hold up the best. Say if you were watching it fresh and you hadn't seen it when it came out or around that time,
you'd be silent most of the time. You wouldn't be laughing out loud.
You'd be like, you just keep chewing. I don't know. It's it's not
breathing through your nose at best.
At best, yeah. It's fine, but it was an important culture, I guess, to Western culture in the 90s. So R.I.P. to old boy. Sucks that he had to go out. I think he was trying to get his shit together too.
Yeah, apparently he was like back on track and everything, and then
So I wonder what's up.
Cardiac arrest happens, man.
Worst possible place too, like and with no one around and you're in water. Like that's fuck.
Can't do anything.
Yeah, like what can you do? Because you can't move and you're just gonna sink and then you just drown. Like fuck, man. If the heart attack didn't kill you. Wow, man, poor cunt. So that was sad. So on to the rest. Definitely nowhere near as hectic news. Everything else is a little lighter. I don't know if we want to talk about this, but Kodak Black and 21 Savage are beefing a bit. Do we want to even talk about it?
About what?
Well, we can speak about that and the
who's had the most drugs
thing.
And the wish thing.
No, the thing is, the Drink Champs episode of Kodak. Yeah, it's all tied together, really. But it's like,
do we explain what happened first? Explain what happened so we can.
Yeah, basically, he was on Drink Champs, and he basically said
Kodak was on Drink Champs. Yeah,
Kodak was on Drink Champs, and he basically was just dissing 21 Savage, calling him a bitch, and was like saying he just turned on him and everything, and was like
after he did the album with Drake, he said he changed. He wasn't being cool no more, and he wasn't like hitting him back, and just thought he was like bigger than he was. And Kodak was supposed to do an album with Drake or something like that, and it didn't work out or whatever. So he thinks 21 kind of stole the opportunity from him. Anyway, that's what I heard.
Like when I'm watching it, I'm like, well, let me address the beef thing first. But like, I'm watching it, I'm like, this guy's not normal. Like he's not. When I'm listening,
I think he was
to
on drugs
response,
in the episode.
I'm like, I'm listening to 21's response, and I'm like, hey, this guy's like a fairly normal functioning human being. But like, and I'm hearing Kodak Black speak, and I'm like, there's something wrong with him. Like, it's like he's never been around civilization before. It's so odd. Like he's like he doesn't know how to interact with people. I've never seen
could be on the spectrum.
How do you get a squad? Like, how does he get like people to hold him down and do shit for him if he can't even fucking? That's
can't
so
function. Like, and like even 21 Savage when he was addressing the beef, he wasn't saying anything bad about it. He was like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even know him like that. I respect him because he makes music and like we're in the same scene. I've always bigged him up and everything, but like we never grew up together. I don't really know you like that. So he was like, I don't really understand what's going on, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it was like when Kodak talks, his accent is so thick and he talks so fast. Like I'm like it's like listening to someone speak French. Like I gotta like focus and really hear. But that's what makes
me also think like it's like his nuances and the way he's just responding and his mannerisms. I'm like, there's something not 100% there, like in the brain. It's not right. Like it's odd. His brain looks fried. His brain looks fried. Like,
people were saying in the comments that he's on drugs during that interview, so that could explain it. But even when he's not, I still have trouble understanding him.
How old is he?
Probably your age, be my guess. Mid to late 20s.
Let me see. Probably like 30, 28.
25 to 28 was what I was thinking.
I think he's young.
I think he started like really young.
Oh, yeah. He's 26.
26, okay. So it's just like, I don't even know his story. I don't know how he came up. I know he's from Florida, but like the country areas of Florida. So I imagine he didn't have it easy. Like anyone with that kind of accent is like a country kind of person. So he's probably grew up away from...
He's from Pompano Beach.
Really? I know that. We went right past. There's a good brewery there. That's
Pompano Beach.
That's not where I would... Okay, then I have no idea about Florida. Then. Okay. That's South Florida. That's not that far north of Miami. I think it's a little before Boca Raton. Yeah. No shit. Really nice place. We got Chick-fil-A there. Okay. They were lovely. There was no Kodak Blacks around.
A couple cheeky
about his
fillies, mate.
early life
Fuck.
on his Wikipedia, but like, there's nothing. Really.
I would have thought that he would have been from like Jacksonville or Tallahassee or something, like up further north.
But even Jacksonville, when you're from it's a city, really.
Jacksonville is a big city. We drove through it. It's massive. I couldn't believe how big it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the UFC events are usually in Jacksonville.
Huh.
Well, look at a basketball team. They've got a hockey team. They're ready to go, bud.
Yeah, I think it's a full other end. It's like the first city when you come into Florida.
Right.
So I imagine then it's pretty close to Atlanta. It wasn't that far from Savannah. So it's like in that kind of region, but I'm surprised he's from that far south, to be honest. That didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, interesting. I would have thought it would have been some country kind of area. How the fuck do you end up talking like that? I'd like to know more about that accent.
He's fascinating. He's fascinating. He needs that 6ix9ine kind of documentary where it's like,
yeah,
you just want to know how this has happened, kind of thing.
I saw the one on YNW Melly, who's also from Florida, and he's
psycho.
wild. I don't know if I would recommend.
I've seen theories that he has like split personality disorder, and like he's like 1 minute can be very normal, and then the next minute can genuinely be psychotic. I've heard really
it's
about
crazy.
him.
There was a podcast series. Yeah, like Murder on My Mind it slaps. It goes fucking hard. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's why. But he's just admitting it, and like, yeah, there was this like maybe like
he's
6-part podcast
smiling
series.
to the camera.
He looks like the devil. He's crazy. He's off his fucking
yeah,
head.
You can tell. And like you saw the mugshot in prison where he's smiling.
It's too much.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's a lot. So Florida mans, you know how they go.
Different still.
You know how they go.
I bangs with them. All right, what else we got here? Do you guys like nipples?
They're not bad.
Love them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, does Kim Kardashian have something for you? So, she has her underwear. No, shapewear brand. Sponsored by SKIMS. Shout outs to Kim. For as you can tell, we're all wearing it right now. We're got our shapewear on. You know what I'm saying? Tucking in that in the rolls. And Kim was like, I need something for the girls who want to have their little nips showing through the top at all times.
All the time.
So they made a bra that's got little nipple things that like, obviously the bra is padded, so it's not actual body parts that are coming through, but it's sort of built into it, but it looks pretty legit through like a sweater or whatever the fuck. So that's interesting. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, it's cool.
Would you cop for the ladies or?
Yeah, why not?
Myself, I mean,
No shit.
I
I always thought like
honestly.
it seemed a little. I mean, I know that everyone likes to show their bits off and stuff lately, but I always thought that like hard nipples was probably more on the embarrassing side. Like I didn't know that women were trying to like
to get
that
them
was
out
a
like
look.
that.
Yeah, that was a look. The hard nipples specifically, I understand.
It's a look now. Apparently, I'm here for. I stand with this. So.
Look, as a
definitely see it a lot on IG. There's girls like just all of a sudden got the nips just raging through the clothes, but their tits aren't out. There's a bit of cleavage, whatever, standard.
But the nips are going hard.
I think they've made a point of making sure the nips are out there. The girls are out. The girls are up.
I've seen that
up. Yeah, it's not out. But anyway, it's frequent.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know how.
IG with your crotch.
Me or Nosh?
Both of you, actually.
Oh, like our crotch nipples.
Yes.
The grey sweatpants.
Yeah, grey sweatpants. I'll get my fucking dog.
Yes.
I got greys on right now, boys.
Mate, I got fucking.
Stand up.
I can't.
I've actually got greys on right now too.
Oh, there you go. Well, it's just so you know, right now it's 4 feels like 1, and it's about to be in the minus at 9 p.m. It's 1 degrees, feels like -2.
All the clouds blew away in the last since we started the episode. Clouds are gone, so it must be freezing tits outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
So my old fella shriveled up and disappeared and gone into hibernation for a bit. So
your stomach, it's back into your body.
It's interesting that it's grey sweatpants season when the old fellas get shriveled.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Well,
that's why you have to fluff it up before you go outside. Like, you know what? Give it a couple of hair gallons and you fucking just jump outside.
Get it going, put a little rubber band around it. Keep it swollen. I like it.
Yeah, keep it swollen. Half mongrel.
That's what the old porn stars do, from what I hear. You know,
that's true.
I'm here for
fluff.
it.
What do you call it in England, Dan?
What a fucking raging hard cock. What are you talking about?
No, like if you're gonna have to fluff yourself up, like have a half mongrel, what do you call like a half chub? What is there like a slang term from England that we don't know
What, a
about?
semi?
A semi,
Oh.
we know that one. But like
Yeah, that's
crack of
all
fat,
right. Like,
half of fat. What else you got?
there's no like specific term. Just a semi is what
I
we'd say.
need more than this. I need more. Need more
Sorry, I'm
substance.
sorry.
I need more nicknames,
I'm
Dan.
sorry, I can't.
Supposed
If
to
anyone
have been
knows-
the
figure
king
it
of
out.
the chat.
Just go on Urban Dictionary and read out some of the definitions.
It's just like half bonus, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's a whole episode right there. Fuck.
And like I think you were about to
So-
say, if anyone is listening or watching that has any awesome dick references for a half chub, chuck it in the comments, mate.
Yeah. Comment
You know what I
YouTube or on
I've
any
never
social.
heard half chub before.
Half
That's
chub.
pretty-
See, I'm out here just like coining terms. I'm not coining terms. That's not mine. I've been saying that. Where'd that come from? Is that footy blokes? Probably.
I don't even know. Probably.
It's
Most of
definitely
the
from
funny
like
stuff.
teenager Australia. That's ages old.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah.
The old half chub. All right, I'll keep this moving. Otherwise, we'll talk about half erect penises all day.
All day.
Do you want to talk about the Spotify streaming thing? So from
Yeah,
what
what's going on?
so basically from what Nosh sent through an article, and from what I understand, basically as of tomorrow, I think that's the last day for the numbers to be counted for the Spotify Wrapped for the year. So the joke was that everyone's gone listening to something that's less embarrassing, going crazy, streaming stuff on repeat, like for this next 24 hours to offset the embarrassing shit, which is weird that they do it. They cut it off so early. So I wonder if it starts counting on this day the year before, type of thing. Like, does it, as soon as they cut it off, do they start it again?
That would be the only thing that makes sense. That's because it's October.
Otherwise, it's not a
31st,
full
like-
year.
Yeah,
Which
because
is-
it kind of would make it redundant.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Which is a little odd. I know they do it early, and I wonder if it's just because they want shares that's not going to be distracted by Christmas and the holidays and stuff.
Maybe.
When we try and do the for the beer podcast, I have 2 episodes I do. One with like basically the top 10 beers in Quebec and the top 10 beers in Ontario. They're my 2 favorite episodes to do of the year. And the Quebec one is with 2 other guys. And we're going to bring in my current co-host on that, so there'll be 4 of us. But one of my friends, actually, the other guy I started it with, because it was me and him. Then we added another guy. Now we added another guy. Me and him were like, he hit this up the other day, and he wanted to have it done before the end of next week. And I'm like, it's a little early, bro. It's like 2 full months left of like, you could have some breweries who come through and they just go and drop fucking fire for 2 months. And I just feel like, it's a little preempt. So I pushed it to December, but we always do, we do the Ontario one. We film it the first week of January every year.
Wow.
Because we want to wait until the whole calendar year is done, and then we base it on that. So, just for context, anyway, I feel like what they're doing is a little early, particularly like what if they doesn't? They basically just ignore the holiday period. Maybe that's got the lowest amount of listening. I don't know. So they just count from January to November or whatever. But I'd like to hear the reasoning behind it. Anyway, I just find it strange.
Odd.
So that was that. Okay, beauty. The boxing, punchy fighting sports. Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou on Saturday. Thoughts?
Boxing is the worst sport probably of all time. It's probably the most embarrassing. It's
not
awful.
not of all
I
time.
can't even.
Have you
No,
played
there's
curling?
there's nothing worse.
Come on. As far as combat,
I don't know
sports,
anything worse.
it's bottom, but like not of all sports. Get fucked. Golf is still here, dude.
Golf is way better than boxing. Golf is way better than boxing.
Better, dude.
Sports tier list
Boxing is
coming.
embarrassing as well.
Sports tier list. Badminton is better. Like, what are you talking about, fam?
Badminton is better. Badminton is better. I'm sorry.
Badminton
There
shit
is
out
not
of
a sport. There is not a sport I've seen that is so embarrassing and so boring to watch, and just embarrassing in terms of like
Watch the
results. You're robbing
blokes.
You're robbing people.
Go like fucking Jack.
Ew, it's so boring. So boring. It's the It's the number one most boring spectator sport, and
That
the
fight-
results, in terms of results wise, it's embarrassing. Like it's
Dude.
embarrassing.
No, man, you want to watch a shit fight? Watch a Mayweather fight. The cunt is just full defense. He doesn't do anything.
I love that. I love the Mayweather fights because he just.
So why didn't you
he
like
can't
the
get hit
Fury Ngannou fight? There was a knockdown.
because
Man's got popped.
the result was awful. The result was
Yeah,
awful.
it was a robbery for sure. It was a robbery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's that.
I just-
I don't know. Okay, fair enough. But
I'm just taking that into account as well. Like,
boxers are
it's
too
justified.
evasive, and that's why we like UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
just get away
sure,
with doing nothing and like hovering around the ring, whereas like UFC won't stand for that. Like they'll.
No, because
Someone's gonna do
the
something.
referee's like, oh, yo.
Yeah.
The referee will
Um,
stop that. If nothing's happening, they'll make you punch on. That's the whole point of the fucking sport.
So Tyson Fury won. I guess
Yeah.
that was the point, and Francis did actually knocked him down at least once. I got a feeling that we might have been a second one
One
too.
big one, and there was a couple of big tumps in there.
Yeah.
He had a good, he had
There was
So-
some big
It was
the
like
ring control as well. Like
Yeah.
he had Tyson running like the whole
Close.
fight. Like I just don't see in any world where Francis didn't win it. I just don't see it.
yeah, and
That's
they
all.
both knew. They both knew, but they probably knew that Tyson had too much to lose, and boxing
No,
needed him
the
to
Fury
stay the
name-
champion.
Yeah, the free name holds too much weight. It's stupid. You see that
Ah.
with the Tommy Fury and the Tyson Fury fight, and two because basically there's too much politics in boxing, and because Tyson Fury had already signed a fight with Alexander Usyk, they don't want a random guy from MMA to come and fuck that up. Because if he now wins, it kind of just shows how shit the sport is in comparison to like
Exactly.
other combat sports.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So it's
I don't know. It's just a joke. There's too much politics around it, and I
Too
can't.
much money involved with that, which is a little sus.
yeah, it's definitely pretty whack. So that was pretty boring. Don't know if anyone's got any thoughts, but Kai Cenat, the streamer, he's doing a 24/7 stream from jail for a week. I've been seeing a few clips online. It seems pretty ridiculous. He's had some like big, like people pop through. I think he had that NLE Chopper guy. He had Drewski. He had some chick. I forgot who the
Tiana
chick
Trump.
was. Yeah.
Trump
Porn
was
stuff is
there.
pretty funny. Apparently, Offset
Yeah.
bailed because he hated on him.
Oh.
Because Kai said the album was mid, and then Offset cancelled.
Oh, come on, man.
That was pretty whack of Kai to say that because they looked like they were really getting along. If you thought that, you probably should shut the fuck up. But yeah, I don't know how they would have arranged to do that. Like it seemed pretty, like it's a
Kai
real
does-
jail, but
Yeah, it's a real jail, and I think they're real inmates. Like, I just don't know how he's done it. Like, he does crazy stuff, so I'm kind of not even surprised at this point.
they might have.
But he's
must have some.
probably the best content creator, like, in years. Like, I'm not seeing a content creator go this hard. Like, it's insane. The stuff
I
he
agree.
does is crazy.
Yeah,
24-hour stream in jail, 24-hour. He done a 30-day, 24-hour stream in his own crib, where he had cameras set up and everything. Like he had CCTV cameras just watching his whole life.
what about
like,
taking a shit?
It is crazy. It would have been. You would have been able to see that. Yes, you would have.
That's a little awkward for him, poor guy.
Well, you could see him showering as well. So
Oh, just flapping the old boy in front of the camera. Huh? Say,
Dongs out.
yeah,
well,
yeah, exactly.
more power to the Wang. All right, well,
But
good
he's
for
a
him.
G, man. I'm glad. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Everyone's fave, Taylor Swift is now a billionaire.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Boo.
Crazy, right? Well, I'm not surprised at this point.
Yeah, I think at
Was
this
right.
point, dead ass, I still don't think I've
Absolutely.
ever heard any of her music ever, and I just don't.
You know
I
what?
just dislike her so
I-
much
There's so many songs that she's made I didn't even realize.
that you
And
might
then
have
when
heard.
I asked someone, it was like a random song just in the background. I asked someone, and they were like, "Yeah, it's Taylor Swift." I was like, "What? Oh, this is Taylor Swift." Like I had no clue, but it's like she makes
Had a
really
similar-
big songs that you probably wouldn't even care about, and it's just like pop stuff. You know?
It's not aimed at
So-
us, but yeah.
No.
I always forget
No,
why
no,
I hate
not
her.
at all, but-
It's like podcasters we used to listen to that hated her, and they always went on about why she's like a devil and stuff. And I actually forgot. And I think since then I was indifferent. And then there's one called The Read. They're like a gay black guy and a gay black girl, and they're like they're pretty funny. They're pretty big. It's a massive podcast. So like they're coming from that perspective. They love Beyonce. Like basically Beyonce is literally God to them. But they hate Taylor Swift. Whenever they talk about it, they go on like rants about it. And it's been years since I've listened to them. They've hated her forever. So I think I was like, oh, she did all of this, man. Fuck her. And now I forgot really what it is and just have this memory of not liking her. So fuck her.
Excuse me.
Also, she lied on Kanye. She lied. Kim recorded it. She said that she said it was okay to say the line in Famous, and Kim had it on video, and then she came out saying it's caused her trauma and stuff. Kanye doing, and then Kim had to put the video out to be like, bitch, you're lying. So
wow.
Also, when anyone fucks with Kanye, it's over for it's over. It's over.
True. You had to go.
All right. So this is the last little topic, and then we're going to get into our debate. So let me go back here. We're going to switch over to our good friend Screen Share. Alrighty. So Dan said this. We can just look. So this is Dan's fave. This is Drake's number one hits rank. So all of his number one hits, they put it in order of, I don't know, Complex put in order of what, like what they think it was the best.
Yeah, what
definitive
they think is the best out of his 13.
Yeah. So I won't spend too much time, but 13 Tootsie Slide, that went number one. That's crazy.
That was a TikTok song.
That is insane. That's just a TikTok song, yeah, and it's like, I don't know, it's not even the best song on the album. It's corny. No. I don't know.
It's
just marketing. It's just marketing.
I can't believe it. Slime You Out, number 12. I didn't know that went number one.
I didn't know that when that was that big. Crazy.
It's a good joint,
but the best song on the album. Good song, though. Good song.
Yeah, it's great. 11, Way Too Sexy, which is a bit of a silly song.
I didn't know it had those two goons on the song.
Wow.
You didn't know, really?
No. But I guess I haven't listened to it past the first 15 seconds of it. I never really got into it.
Oh my god.
Man's just like, bro.
I'm not surprised that went number one though, but again, not the best on the album. This song is
number 10. Wait for You. We have to remember there's people listening audio, so we want to say it out loud.
Wait for You, but yeah, future. It's a future song, but I guess
if he's on it and it went one, it still counts as the number one song that he's on.
Did you hear that, Dan? I said that song's pretty good. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow. That's a first.
I remember talking very positively about that song, particularly on previous episodes. Not just for you, because I actually thought of it that way.
Okay.
Sure. That's a great song, though.
Well, that was a nice little peace offering right before we start yelling at each other.
What's that, mate?
That was a nice little peace offering before we start beefing.
No, that was a factual thing. I've said it on an older episode. I can just bring up the tape.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah, bring up.
Number 9, What's Next? I don't even remember what song that is.
Great song. Released it during COVID.
Okay. First Person Shooter, Gang Gang, number 8.
Amazing song.
Gang.
Number 7, What's My Name, which is the Rihanna joint, featuring Drake.
And it was so big, so it makes sense.
Makes sense. Number 6, God's Plan. That went number 1. Yeah, I guess that was massive, actually, so that makes sense.
It has over 1 billion views on YouTube.
Damn. What's this?
I'm not surprised.
Oh, it's an ad. Number 5, Work, another Rihanna song. Wow, they've had 2 number 1 songs together. No shit. Ugh. Number 4, One Dance. I fucking hate this song.
I hate that song. It's so corny.
Speaking of hate that song, number 3, In My Feelings. Oh, so lame.
Oh, it's the worst. Just so corny.
Number 2, Jimmy Cooks was number 1.
Don't even know that song.
I'm not the biggest fan of this song. Oh my god,
it's alright.
I know that song is crazy.
It's the last song on the dance album.
Fine.
It's the only rap song on a dance album. It actually has no business being on that album. Makes no sense.
No, it was there to promote their next album.
Yeah, that makes sense. At number 1, Nice for What? Oh, okay. That's a cool song.
It's a good song.
Yeah?
It's a cool song.
Okay.
With the most
The most what?
The most gimme, like that. The way that's sampled is just so like. I know
it wasn't the most creative.
Lucky. Exactly, it's the most luckiest shit. I'm so like, I love it. It's awesome, but it's like, oh man, that's such a like. It's like a Kanye huge 8-bar loop, making a bang up, put some drums on it, skitty pop, done. It's one of those like, oh, you lucky cunt, nicely done, you know.
Well,
it always hits me like that.
I feel you.
Yeah,
at least it's nice shit.
Definitely nice shit.
Okay, Drizzly. Now we get into the beef. So basically, we've been posting almost all of the, what do you call it? Like the clips from the episodes of, me hating on Drake, Dan hating on Nas, something like that. So we've been having all these debates, and Notion sent these posts through. And I'm just going to go through the posts. There's 4 different posts on Instagram. We won't take long to go through them, just to set it off, and then we're going to sort of discuss the merits of this, sort of like an artistic debate about the quality of the art that's coming out these days. So here, Andre 3000 quote, saying, hip hop don't have no fresh energy, none at all. It's money driven, everybody trying to make that check, nobody putting art in their albums anymore. There's a bit of an older, I think I've seen that a while ago, but so he's saying that from Andre. We have Jay-Z.
Part of you that thinks it's time for me to get back in the studio, or you're in no rush to do that, or are you waiting till the time is right for you?
Yeah, I think...
Because we can't use the word retirement for you.
Yeah. No, I already did that. I can't do that ever again. I would say I want to make music, but it has to be something important. I don't want to just make a bunch of tunes. That's not going to serve me. It won't feed me, first of all.
What does feed you? What feeds you?
I have to be saying something important. It has to mean something. You know, it has to mean something to a larger society. Like 444, for example, it was a personal story.
Yeah.
But the amount of vulnerability in there allowed for a lot of people to explore the space.
When you sit here, you know, the one...
Okay, so we got Jay.
I love when he speaks.
15-bar verse. He sent it back to me with like a 40-bar verse. I'm like, what the is going on? You're not going to do this to me on my song. I sent back my verse at 45 bars. He sends it back 56 bars. I send mine back 62 bars. He sends it back 66. I'm like, look, bro, who are we making this record for at this point? Are we making this record for the consumer, or are we just battling each other now? I be lacing them up like boots when I'm pushing it face.
Well, just in case. So that was Busta Rhymes, probably just more just talking about like how many bars and rapping and rappity rap. And then the last one here, this is from Marco Polo, who's a producer. Can't remember where he's from. It's from here, okay. Oh, from Toronto, yeah. So he did pretty well. He said, the music business has become increasingly relentlessly demanding of artists. The pressure to release new content, not a synonym for art, to churn out singles and albums and videos and reels and posts on a prescribed schedule, often utterly out of sync with the artist's internal one, isn't producing more or greater art. It's just increasing the noise and exhausting the artists. As someone who has always needed to let the field lie fallow in between creative bursts, I understand the pressure on young artists, and I hope they will resist. We need better songs, not more of them. We need artists who want to make art that lasts, not content that's digested in the time it takes to scroll through your Instagram feed. And that looks like it's a quote from Gretchen Peters, who I don't particularly know who that is, but... So those were the 3 posts that set off a bit of a discussion in the DM. So I don't know who wants to start. Like maybe Notion, since you sent them, do you want to explain your position? Then Dan, you can counter if there's anything. Because look, the idea is that this was sort of playing off that, and we are playing this up a bit. But you know, Dan saying Nas wants to retire, Nas should retire, blah blah blah. But Dan actually fucks with like the older rap. And knows the lyrics for like mad shit, and Notion's supposed to be the old school fucking guy who hates everything, but he kind of doesn't really either. So I feel like we're playing those tropes up a little bit, but this is different because this is about the quality of music coming out these days, which kind of, if we're going to be real, it is feeding like how Notion and I specifically feel about a lot of stuff. So I don't know if you want to just tell people what you were thinking when you saw all this stuff.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, I'm thinking about the longevity of the culture and the quality of the culture that we grew up to love and know. And it already was going down a slippery slope when all the auto-tune trappy kind of weird stuff started coming in. But that was okay initially, but then, I don't know, whatever. So things have got increasingly worse, and I just want it to get to a more stable quality. Like it's too... it's getting too far away from what hip hop primarily and like by the definition of is. It's like just getting out of swing, and it can be super fun. And I love hip hop being fun. It started off being fun. It's a party thing. You're supposed to be an MC, the master of ceremonies. You're supposed to like guide the party. It's supposed to be fun. I get it, and that's music has circled back around that, but it's just like the quality has just gone way down with I don't know a whole bunch of things like. Just opening there's so many things of it. It's just I'm worried about the quality of the culture long term, and at the moment it's at a serious low in the pop circle, and there's still a lot of real shit out there, but it's not even getting any of the play it deserves, and that's been the case most of the time. And the industry's taken a business turn, and it's not as authentic as it used to be, and then blah blah blah. So like, I don't know, I want that shit to keep the quality up. It's just going down, and we need it back up, as simply as I can put it.
Daniel.
No, my issue isn't the fact that the quality. I'm not disputing that the quality has gone down. I'm in some ways just disputing the evidence that was supplied for that point. For example, the Busta Rhymes point. Yeah, I've got the DMs up here, just so I can remember what I said. 60-bar songs don't sound good. I'm sorry. I'm all for. They don't. I'm sorry. You can't make a song sound good.
It depends if you're looking for the beat. There's two different kinds of listeners from what I've noticed. Like my neighbor from like childhood used to listen to mine and C's music all the time. Listen to all the Dr. Dre shit, all the whatever the fuck. And every single time I'd be like, "Oh, you hear that bar?" It's like, "Oh, I've no idea what you're talking about. I only listen to the beat." Like, "Oh, I love your music, but I have no idea what you're saying. I don't pay attention. I only listen to the beat." And I was like, "What?" And then I learned
Adam.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of person, that's a kind of listener that is just out there, and that they just listen to the music. They don't give a fuck what the words are, what the meaning is, whatever. It's just about the music. I find that fascinating as fuck. I'm the complete, not opposite, but like lyrics mean so much to me. Like it's, dude,
you're on that side of the spectrum,
voice,
like where you care about that.
I think the voice is one of the most important instruments on a song. Like that, instrumental music is amazing, and then get as eclectic as you want. But like the voice is one of the best fucking things ever. And the way that we can even understand cunts talking shit. I don't know. The vocals are so important, and I find lyrics hold so much. It's so super important for me. I love poetry first and foremost. I used to write that shit in high school, and then C taught me how to fucking actually structure things, and then I can rap all of a sudden, and then I could freestyle good. Like words mean too much to me, I think, which is where I'm coming from always. And it's like when cunts are like, "Oh fuck lyrics," that don't mean anything. It's like, "Oh, you're missing out on so much." I just want you to understand. I think it's where I'm coming from.
No, but my issue isn't the love of lyrics. Like I'm also of that standpoint where I love lyrics, but I also don't value them in terms of like I still think there could be an amazing song without amazing lyrics. Like a lot of these Atlanta rappers nowadays don't have amazing lyrics. Future can make amazing songs, but don't have amazing lyrics.
Can't talk about that.
Like Future can make the song of the year with having terrible lyrics, but then whereas Kendrick Lamar, for example, Future and Kendrick Lamar released an album in the same year. Kendrick was barring throughout, Future was vibing throughout. No really bars present. Future's album was significantly better. And the same way, for example, Eminem does this every time releases. Every time Eminem releases, he cannot make a good song. Yeah, and he'll have 60 songs. Like he's the prime example of a rapper. Him and Kendrick are both prime examples of rappers who are just lyricists. And it's like, I'm sorry, as much as it is good to have good lyrics, your songs sound shit. They sound awful. And it's like, if I'm down for a balance of the both, but I do think if you're going to go hard lyrics, but that's it, that is way worse than going no lyrics and that's it. I think having shit lyrics and better beat production, everything is better than having the best lyrics and then just not really the best everything.
We need to have both. We need to find a middle ground.
I don't think there's a need.
I agree with you. As far as the Eminem shit, like cunts over the hill, whatever, he shouldn't be making songs anymore. I'm just talking about whoever's out now needs to fucking step it up. The cunts are shit now. That's it. They're shit now. They are absolute ABC nursery rhyme shit now. They need to fix up the beats and the production and the overall concepts are okay. They just needs to just match it up. It's not matching. It's whack. It's too far away. It's missing so much. But you also don't need too many lyrics to make a banging song. And there's heaps of hip hop examples of that. But like, I don't know. the future fucking, like, I don't know, that kind of shit is just missing too much. They need to, I don't know.
But it sounds so good though.
Does sound pretty good, but just the beats.
That's the thing. And like, same with Travis.
That's why it just gets Travis's
album was amazing, but lyricism not the best. But it's still like
an absolute fucking chump when it comes to bars. But like, he's just a hype rapper, and he's really good to see live.
I still think his whole project holds up in terms of like first song to last song. It's still going to be a great project, and I think that's been the case for his whole discography. I don't think he's released a project where it's like, oh, this is shit kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think so. And he's one guy who doesn't really value lyrics. I don't think he's ever really released a bad album.
You talking Travis?
Travis, yeah.
Travis focuses surprisingly more on lyrics compared to all the other people that we'd probably bring up.
His lyrics are more ones, but it's still like it's just, the music isn't fucking awesome. Like, I don't know, it doesn't have any repeat value. Like, I listen to all that shit. I listen to it, but I don't want to go back to it. It's not the kind of, like, I don't know.
I think it's crazy that you wouldn't think there's repeat value in it, because I think. I don't know. I think his music is some of the best of this current generation. Yes. And I do agree with the fact, yes, the quality has gone down, but I'm still listening to people like 90s rappers, and I'm still choosing to listen to Travis over them, man. I'm still comparing it to them, man. And I still think it's holding up. Like, I don't think it means... I think it's crazy to say that he hasn't got replay value. In my opinion.
I mean, I don't like turning up like that, so maybe that's it. Like, do you get fucking shit faced?
I don't think not all his music is turn up.
I disagree. It usually is.
It's
either
in the same with
depression and drugs. You're turned up and you're fucking off your tits. You're off your tits either side of the spectrum, but it's either super sad or super fucking crazy. I think it's whack, dude. It's not
Travis Scott or that style of music in general.
All of it.
Okay.
They talk about fucking drugs and codeine and scissor and being fucking blah, 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 this and that. It's just like, bro, it's just
I'm not disagreeing with that, though. That is a big topic. Yeah,
the theme of it, yeah, that's a sidestep, I guess. But that's just part of the reason why I hate it, because it's just like the topics that they're talking about is so problematic. Why is that getting pushed? Why are they all rapping about scissor and fucking lean and smoking fucking whatever the fuck? Like, just, I don't know. That music needs to relax. Just kind of think to chill. Impressionable young kids get fucked up on that shit and get innocently driven into fuckery all the time. I just hate that, because I've seen it happen between cunts in Australia and it's just dumb.
It's always been like that, though.
It's less innocent now. You're right with NWA and stuff.
Sure.
Remember we've been listening to like the 90s, like Mace, and like these 90s music and stuff, and then you go and hear the stuff now, and it's like, it's very like, there's no even like subtleties. It's just pussy. I want to put my dick in your pussy. Let me put it in your ass. Shake your ass for me, bitch. I'm putting like, it's very like
pink booty hole brown. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, it's like, it's just more like, I think it's more, because like NWA was just gangster rap, and it's just more reality rap, really. Whereas like the stuff now is more, and everything, not just even like across the board for the most part, everything is just, they're not even trying to hide it anymore. But you could say that with movies and TV shows as well. Like, it's kind of like a cultural movement
shift,
where like thank you, like that people are just doing it. I remember this, I mean, I've probably said this before, but this is from 2003. Jay-Z was like, if skill sold, truth be told, bro, I'd probably be lyrically Talib Kweli. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I sold 5 million. I ain't been rhyming like common sense. So it's like, Jay-Z said this 20 years ago. It was 2003. And so whilst the rapidy rap skills are typically valued more, because if you think about rap, right, this is the way where notions coming from, I guess, why people value lyrics, is that like, it was, hip-hop was a voice for an oppressed people. There was people who didn't have a voice, that were fucking put in ghettos, they were fucking beat up by cops, like they were put in these drug-infested neighborhood, crack was planted there. Like, it was to give these people in New York, in South Bronx primarily, and then expanded around the world, because people could relate to the struggle. And it was all about the lyrics. It started off about the music and dancing, and then it started to become about the rapping, the actual content, and even if you want to say from the Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster Flash era, like Melly Mel, all that shit, like
to party and disco.
Well, no, they started like The Message. It was a song about like cocaine in the hood and stuff. So like people were using it. So the lyrics were rap. Like that's what hip hop is. If you discount the lyrics, then you don't have the culture's gone. That's not what it's for.
I think that's what hip hop was.
Okay, so that's what everyone.
I think
that's a fair point, but that's why people are hanging on to it.
Modernizing of it. I don't think it's kind of obviously it's like
things can change and that's okay, but it's hard
with the whole nostalgia argument. If you want to hold on to that, that's fair. But to me,
why does that? Why do cunts have to get dumb? Why do cunts have to get dumb? That's all I'm trying to say. Why do you have to get dumb? Don't do that. We're better than that. Well, don't be dumb. Don't be stupid.
But are we better than that?
Don't be fuckheads.
I agree with you, but I don't know if we are better than that. That's the problem. Like I think that as a
like I feel like
I'm just gonna stick with all the good shit that's feeding me. Nothing's taught me anything new. I used to listen to fucking music and it would teach me stuff about history, about culture, about fucking Africa, about other shit. Like where the fuck is that, dude? I'm just looking for some shit, dude. I'm not looking to be. I don't want to hear cunts talking about drugs. That is so fucking retarded. Excuse my French, but fuck those cunts. That is just so. Oh, dude, it makes me so.
You're looking for something which
I want
something
decent. I want something decent, man. I'm just sick of the.
There's been a lot of decent. I think there's been a lot of decent. I think the way it is, I think. You're so far on the spectrum.
I just love hip hop, and I think it's just a piece of shit.
Of your preference, I think your preference is so tied into your opinion on hip hop. Whereas, for example, me, I appreciate your preference, but I also appreciate
the history of
the other side. I also appreciate the other side where it's like I can listen to this dumb stuff and still enjoy it. And I don't. Think
I also enjoy it too, but I just never want to hear it.
Nor do I care.
And it sucks.
But the thing is, that's not enjoyable to you.
It's not
if you can't listen to it again, that's not that enjoyable. But for me, I can listen to it multiple times.
That's why I listen to soul music all the time, because that's got replay value out the arse. It's got a vibe. It's got a backbone. It's got a soul. It's got a conscience. It's got everything. It's got a feeling to it. The music you listen to has no feeling to it, and I feel sorry for cunts that only listen to that. I know you listen to all kinds of shit. Not taking a shot at you directly, but if you only listen to Future and you only listen to fucking like that drawly shit, like I had this. Man,
I know where you're going. You can say it, just don't say names.
No, this person. Well, I don't know. If, I'm not talking about whatever you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
I met this person recently, and they showed me we're talking about this kind of shit, and she showed me the best Lil Yachty songs, and I was absolutely gobsmacked with how. I was like, this is what you think his best shit is? Are you fucking serious? And I showed a fucking first-person shooter, and I was like, this is Yachty's best verse compared to what you just showed me. He was barely even speaking English on that other shit. It was unbelievably atrocious. And I was like, cunts have no fucking idea. And I was just really like, wow. No one's got any taste because they don't know any different, because they don't search for any music. It's just whatever's on. Everything's different and it's lost, man. I think it's a real funny spot.
Do you not think if you don't move with the times, you're never going to enjoy music going forward?
I'm always listening to all the shit you've all recommended, and I'm constantly listening and moving with the times. I just don't enjoy it. I like listening to new shit, but I don't like it all, which is why I listen to soul and fun and other shit. It's just like the way that fair. Hip hop and rap and all this fucking shit that's coming out, there's rarely anything good, man. It drives me insane. So I always go back to soul, always go back to funk and like R&B and shit like that. Stuff that I can, whatever. And then as far as rap stuff, I don't really listen to much at all because nothing's really eyebrow raising anymore, right? So, I
think there's like two sides to it. There's cultural and then there's what's happened with the content. So if you look at cultural, like hip hop was a East Coast thing. Then there was like West Coast came, like stuff started that got their sound in the 90s. So really for rap music, there was kind of two main sounds, and the South were doing their thing, but no one outside of that area gave a flying fuck. Then as the Southern music got more and more popular, that was the trap shit that started in Atlanta with T.I. and that, and the sound from Memphis and Houston and all this shit. So all the Southern culture that none of us could even, like as people from Australia or England, we can listen to boom bap hip hop from New York, and there's some element of like I can kind of relate a little bit. Like there's something about it that just feels a little familiar. And then as soon as I hear something out of like, you know, what do they call it? Like even Two Live Crew out of Florida or 8 Ball and MJG or UGK, I'm like, this is nursery rhyme. What the fuck is happening? I don't know what these words mean. Like it's not what it doesn't make any sense culturally to us because it was a cultural echo chamber just in the southern regions. As southern hip hop, basically southern hip hop took over the entire sound. So now all the trap beat, you know, drum patterns, all of those sounds that became like, even if you look at Lil Jon with the crunk stuff for that, you know, those few years when crunk was popping, that was from Atlanta. So like all of the southern shit all of a sudden in the 2000s took over to where it is now. So it's been in the South, the culture was strip clubs, you know, money, chicks, cars, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, it was a little bit about that for sure. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't in like West and East Coast stuff and anywhere else, but really, really the Southern stuff didn't talk about shit almost ever. That's all it was. So I think that what's happened is there's kind of a bit of a theory. I don't think I've seen this anywhere. It's just that took over to the point where the both the visual sounds and the lyrical content is a monoculture. And all the other stuff, which hip-hop was, has been kind of pushed to the sides. So if you've been listening to it for any amount of time, it's really hard. Like, I agree with moving with the times. I think Travis Scott is fucking great, but it's like I like it for different reasons. That Future album, I agree, Dan, it is great. I listened to that album a lot this year, strangely enough. A lot, meaning 3 to 5 times, because normally I listen to something once. But I can understand, if I'm listening to Future, I'm like, okay, I have zero expectations. Like, all the lyrical stuff, you push that aside. And you had to understand it for what it is. Some of it is still good. Little Yachty, I think, is still hot garbage. There's a whole bunch of stuff that is just, in my opinion, the music is so bad. I don't think a lot of it has many redeeming features. So that's, I think, explains the way that, you know, nobody wants to talk about anything. Then on the other side, and I think we've talked about this on the pod before, is that everything in our entire Western hemisphere is content. Music isn't art anymore, which is what the Marco Polo thing. No one's making art. Everyone feels like you got to go a new single every week because you got to have a new post and you got to put something up. And everyone's going to the studio and spending 25 minutes on a fucking song and be like, cool, that beat will do. Sweet. Say bitch, 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 whatever on a song. Done. Boom. That's it. Hit. Like, it's no one's trying to make... Yeah. Well, that's why J. Cole stands out so much with all of his feature verses. I'm like, he's saying there's so much substance. It's like what he's doing isn't spectacular. If you look in say the 90s and the 2000s, those 2 decades specifically, that's like cool. That's just on par and it's great. But in this era, and then you put that next to like Benny the Butcher or Conway or some of these other Corday, some of these other people saying real words and real thoughts, and you know, Anderson .Paak and things like that. Like, you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is incredible, when it's just incredible. It's still fucking... Yeah, so it's more like nobody tries because there's a pressure, so it's not even the artist's fault. Like, everyone thinks rapping or making music is a quick get rich, get famous quick scheme. Because it kind of is. When we started rapping, we had to pay some dude who probably spent 15, 20 grand on his equipment, and then we record it, and then what the fuck are you going to do with it? There's no internet. There's no YouTube. There's no SoundCloud. You had to go and make sure it sounds dope, and then you had to go and pay a place to press it. And then you probably needed to pay a graphic designer to do all this stuff, because who the fuck just has Photoshop? And then you had to go to a record store and go, hi, I rap. Here's my thing. Can I put it in here and hope it sells? What are you going to do for marketing? Like, you don't have any way to do anything. So now everything's easy. People who didn't want to do the hard things
are doing level is almost zero these days.
There's no barriers to entry. Like, that's
the problem.
You work an hour at McDonald's and you've got enough money for a microphone. Like, it's so easy for everybody. So I think you get people who, they don't care. See, Dan, you kind of did say before, like with Nosh, and I would say with me too, like, we care about it so much that it feels like a personal attack on us. That's why we react so strongly. I want
Cunts to understand. It's not like I know it's not an attack. I just want to make sure
but that's what it feels. Bad music feels like you're attacking me by who the fuck do you think you are putting this bad music out?
Yeah. True.
Because we care. We've put out so many songs. We've spent hours, tens of thousands of hours on writing raps and recording and all the different elements around making and releasing music for 2 decades now, more. So when someone comes and they just like, oh, I'm a rapper now, I've got blue dreads and a face tat, and now I'm just going to go to this place and just put auto-tune on and do nothing offbeat. And then they get opportunities.
With a fucking rusty screwdriver.
And it's horrible. And it's like, it's offensive. And that's where I think maybe we're coming from. It feels just like, what the fuck? Now, I think there's a difference with moving with the times and the level of shit that is out there, because it's just too much stuff. And the problem as well there, it makes the good stuff. Everyone's like, yeah, the good stuff out there, you just got to look. But where? How are you going to find it? Like, where do you even, if you're going to find me or Notions music, where are you going to find it? How the fuck are you going to get there? Like, it means you already have to know about someone who's kind of like us and really hope that Spotify's algorithm recommends us, because we're not on any editorial playlist. We're not really on any places that you're going to, because we can't get on there, because everywhere that is important is owned by the majors. So it's fake democracy. There's no democracy in the internet age. It's way worse than it used to be, completely. So anything of value, then you got constant scammers trying to, I get them every single day. Hey, you've been scouted for this Spotify playlist. I know it's fake. It's all fake. They want you to pay. And they want you to pay for a playlist that's got fake farmed listeners. That's not even real people. So I've got caught up in that shit once before back in the day. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, so that's all fake. So it's just really hard. And if you look, when you're really struggling and trying to put out music, and then you go and see these fucktards like release some hot garbage, and then it actually get something, it feels like a stab in the back. You feel like, oh, this is like, and then you get more offended as time goes on. If we weren't making music, maybe we wouldn't be as passionate if we were like just fans, I would say. But I think it's more the contentization, if that's a word, of everything, like of TV shows. We talked about this, Tiff and I say that about Netflix. I think there's so much garbage on there. I feel like the three of us could make a movie and we'll get it on Netflix.
Of course we could.
We'll make it with the phone.
Pulling shit out their ass, bro. That is incredible. That stuff we watched over Christmas, that drivel is just like...
Walk Away from Love. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And
Buddy.
It's so bad.
It was so bad. But that, to me, it's so bad it's so good, so it's funny. But I think that's the problem. So we see someone like Sexy Red, who like is making songs that are actually quite catchy and ridiculous, but like, I think there's a place for fun music, and I still listen to Bad Boy stuff in the club. When I was in the club in the late teens, early 20s, like there were I don't know, it's so innocent in comparison. Like New Edition and like Next, Too Close was popping back then, and like Wifey, like now the Next joint, and like all of these like nice R&B joints, and like the other hit, like the Bad Boy stuff was fun in the club, because you know what, Biggie and Mace and them had bars, but they made pop hits. And now there's no pop hits with bars anymore, because that's the thing. I was one of the dudes who would listen to Mace, and I would listen to fucking Black Moon. And so I knew dudes who would be one or the other, like some guy like Mace and Big and all that, the pop stuff, or then there was the underground backpacker dudes. And Notion and I both listened to both of it. I was in the club as an underage and overage and listening to all of that stuff and loving it. Like I loved it, Dan. I know we showed you Mace recently, and you get it. So like there's nothing like Mace anymore that's like, oh, this is like fun stuff where like you can, like, what's Mace talking about? He's not really talking about anything real. He's just talking about bitches and cars that get money too. But it's how it's the fun. But it's the approach. I think this thing is the approach, and it's like this. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's
a cool fly guy, and the way he said it was super, super swaggy and very like enthralling everyone to be like that. And he was like spitting about a fun lifestyle and shit, but in such a creative way, you get like more than a visual, and he backed it up with the flashy shit because of Puff and that design and the whole fucking thing. But
and it's just gone so far. That's really all. And there's like, maybe that's the nature of getting old. Maybe our parents thought that, when they grew up in the 50s and 60s and stuff, and then all of a sudden rap music comes in the 80s and 90s, and they're like, what the fuck is this? So like maybe it's the same thing. It just it's
not a new genre, but it kind of feels like a new one. But it's just like,
because we feel so disconnected from it.
Yeah.
And then that's what Dan, you always say, maybe it's just not for us. It's not made for us. And that's the difference, because it's the same essential base genre that shaped a lot of our life. And then you listen to it now and you're like, what is this? What happened to this thing that I loved and this thing I put so much into? And then now all of these people who, cool, like, we do listen to new stuff. I think Drake is great. Cole is great. There's so many great artists. But I think there's way more. I'm talking like 90% more whack than there is good these days. And I don't know if it was always that bad. Maybe we're misremembering, but I don't think it was like that level bad, like 90% whack. But
I hear what you're saying.
Does that make sense? Does that change anything from your perspective, giving that context?
No, because I knew that was what a lot of your perspectives were. My only thing that I completely disagree with is the fact all rappers are all saying the same thing. Because, for example, if you were... I do understand that, yes, it's heavy... The themes are very... It's like... It's dominated by very... much the same thing. I agree there's a dominance around one specific theme. Whether that be women, drugs, getting money, doing that shit. But I disagreed that, for example, if you were to actually listen to a Future album, all of that is about the same thing. There's so many different themes he actually raps or sings about, but because of your preconceived notion of Future, you're going to say, no, it's all the same thing. It's all the same.
You're talking about Notion specifically, not because I like Future.
Travis is also not all the same thing.
I know it.
That is
I know
all,
you just
like, yes, a lot of it is turn up, but then there is so much which isn't turn up. So there's also that, and it's the same with a lot of like new artists. And if you're gonna generalize the whole thing, you're never gonna give any, even these established newer. Like Future's not really new, neither is like Travis. But like even to that level, you're never going to understand why I might, or a lot of people might like them, or why people think they don't always say the same thing. The same with like Quavo and stuff. They don't all say the same thing. It's very... The themes throughout the album do change. Be that it will be a little, but like it is not all exactly the same thing, and it's not all shit mumble rap. There's singing. There's stuff about yes, women, money, drugs. There's also stuff about heartbreak. There's stuff about like real shit that happens like in real life, them growing up, stuff like that. So that's the one thing I disagree with. But like everything else is completely very much valid, and like obviously you have your preference, and that's completely fine. But yeah, that's it really.
Did you have a follow up for that, Nush?
It's all good, mate. Sweet as. I dig it.
No, you're right. That's what I think. It's just, you know what? If you listen to an album, you're going to get a lot more variety than say if you went on Rap Caviar and listened to the playlist. If you listen to that playlist, then you're going to get like a summary of, like, Rap Caviar is the biggest one, and it really sucks because they have the most power, but it's just the same shit every single fucking
if you're gonna get a summary, you're never gonna understand why this artist might actually be good, or why he actually raps about different things than you would actually assume. Rap Caviar is gonna give you 10 Future songs, and they'll all be about drugs. You're gonna get 10 Travis Scott songs, all about turning up.
That's what comes listening to. And that's the problem.
It's not gonna be the variety of music, because I do think there's a huge variety in, for example, I think Future's, he has such variety in the stuff he makes, but his biggest stuff is about the stuff you don't like. And that's the same with Travis. He has such variety in his music. Like Mile High, for example, that song is nothing like 90210 or like Sicko Mode. It's like nothing like that.
Yeah.
And like same with like Future has a song called, let me find it. I think it's called, let me just go here. Future. It's basically a song about his mum and stuff. Okay. But then you wouldn't know about that because all you're going to hear is March Madness. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, and that's the thing though, right? How do you...
Love You Better.
I know that one, yeah. So how do you change that? How do you get people to... Because the thing is now, this when it comes back to the content, everything is surface level. People listen to three seconds. If they don't like it, skip. They won't listen to an album. Unless they're a big artist, they're not going to listen to your album. Like, how do you get... People aren't going deep, they're going wide. So as far as like picking fewer artists or fewer TV shows and then, you know, going really deep into it and learning about it and really listening to the catalog and whatever... They're just going one song from everybody. So like the artists are irrelevant these days. It's the They just care about the songs, you know? That's what I've been seeing more of. So it's like, I don't know how to solve that. Question? So it's really like, how do you fix that? Because you are right, as if like, if all you're hearing is the one thing, and say like, if there are great, say, I bet you there is going to be some future songs that Notion will listen to and be like, oh, okay, that goes. But but how are you going to hear it is what I'm saying. How are you even going to be exposed to it if all you hear accidentally is this like...
He has a new one and you tell me it.
Okay, that aside, that aside, so, beautiful. Maybe this is not the greatest example, but I'm not even talking about you. I guess I'm talking about people at large. Like, if you're going to being exposed, you're in a store and you're like, oh, what's this? This is Future. I'm like, oh, this fucking sucks. But so are you going to go to the album and listen to it and find that, oh, okay, maybe I like 50% of this. That was just the single I didn't like. Like, people aren't going to be...
Yeah, that's how I really approach music though. Like, I listen to whole albums.
Right, but you want
one song off the album, I'm going to download the whole album.
Right, but then we are in the minority. People don't do that. People don't have time. People have got 10-second TikToks to watch. They don't have time to listen to 20 songs or 10 songs for that matter. Like, people don't give anything time anymore. That's the problem, because there's so much to consume. It feels like going deep on anything, it's an opportunity cost. And then now you're not able to dive into something else.
Another thing, yeah. It's
but you should be doing that. But it's like, how do you change those behaviors? This is coming back to not even how we all feel about, but that's a fact. How do you change those behaviors, consumer behaviors?
But that's that's something we can't do. It's just about what I would do myself is always listen to an album, but I can't say that everyone's always going to do that. But like, that is one way you could fix it. But if someone was, it's unrealistic to expect that from anyone. But that's how I would suggest it for people. For example, like Notion, who would say, oh, I listened to one song and I turned off, I hate it. But I know that's rare, but like, if you were to listen to the whole album, you'd understand, oh, maybe this is actually sick. And that's for a lot of people who do that. I had a friend who listened to the Travis album, who was like, this shit, I listened to one song, is awful. I was like, okay, like, then you're never going to go into like it at all. And then, for example, I sent him a song that I knew he'd like with Drake on the Travis album. He was like, no, it's shit. It's shit. I'm like, okay, but if this was a single and it wasn't from this album, you would like it. So it's kind of like, you know, I guess it's just giving... Yeah, you can't necessarily win. It's more like you just need to listen to an album front to back. But if you don't want to concentrate on it, that's more than fine. No one's saying you need to concentrate on it, but having it on, at least you understand there's a variety in these artists. And I'm not speaking about the whole new generation of artists, because I agree that a lot of newer rappers are pretty shit. But it's also like, I think a lot of the artists, my main thing is a lot of the artists you might think are shit aren't necessarily as shit as you think, because of what your preconceived notion of them is. Because of stuff like Rap Caviar and stuff.
So they got more to them than maybe we hear. So really the only way to find out is for us to actually like... I listened to Lil Yachty's little rock album. It was interesting. Yeah, like it's a little project. It was. I listened to. He had an album which was kind of just like eclectic sounds. Yeah, that was the Rocky.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was kind of cool.
I appreciated that because it was creative, as opposed to the same old stuff. So it was like, all right, this guy's taking his art seriously.
Yachty from 2014. Is a very different rap, because
that's probably what you heard.
That's probably what a lot of people would think Lil Yachty is. His same rap from 2014, but he's like nothing like that anymore.
Right.
But I'd understand why you'd want to actively avoid that if that isn't the music you like. But he's a very different artist to that now.
Yeah. So it's an interesting topic. I guess we could talk about it forever. So we're at an hour 40. It's a little over, but I think that was worth it. Let's get the thumbnail before my camera dies.
Where is your camera?
Where is it? It's there. It's just like, I don't want to replace the battery if I can avoid it. Come here, bitch. All right. Okay, hang on. All right. Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
Boom. All right, Daniel, where can everyone find you online to send you Lil Yachty's music?
Am I allowed to put my gaming Instagram? Am I allowed?
Now you can.
Okay, so it's HTFGXMING. That's on Instagram, Twitch. You'll see me live. You'll see me on Instagram. I'll post a story when I'm live. So, or you'll see a little countdown thing when I'm planning to go live. So yeah,
show your face.
One day, soon. I'm trying to incentivize that. I'm trying. I'll get there.
I respect it.
Thank you.
Notion.
Excuse me, I'm a piglet. Man, this hat is ruined my forehead. Look at that red line, kind of.
You got fucked up.
Holy shit, man. At Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. At Notion MTB on YouTube and Instagram. Get a dog up you, basically. Sleep easy.
Beauty. CWFOR, Twitter, Instagram, CWTMF, Facebook, TikTok. You fucking champions. Thanks for watching and listening. If you enjoyed it, smash the fummies. Hit the subbies. Hit that notifications.
Ding dong.
And we drop in the pod right after this. So Monday evening. Happy Halloween. Follow us at the Move FM everywhere, at Bad Habits Pod on Instagram. Follow us. Tell us what you're going to be dressing up as for Halloween. And we asked you to comment something else, and I forgot what it was, but just comment stuff. And I will see you, sick cunts.
Get a dog up, yeah.
Dog, woof, woof, woof.
Peace. Maybe you should go for the werewolf, mate.
Oh, I should,
Yeah. Maybe dance dress as Future.
Big fat. Oh, maybe he could.
Ooh, that would be really good. I can actually do it.
You should do it. You should do it. Lil Yachty, Lil Danny.
Ooh, I like that.
Catch your cunts next week. Bye.